There's one mistake I assure you're probably making or have made as you started to grow your business. And so this is kind of a part 2 for me as I just talk about how I interact with clients, customers, potential clients and customers, or past clients, just people in general who talk about my business and want to get help with what they want. I'm trying to learn to create boundaries, right? And not just boundaries into my personal life, not those kind of boundaries, more just boundaries in terms of how to properly conduct business and get services from me. So part of that is, one, my first part of this rant was respecting my time, and then 2, it's about respecting the value. So you have to ask yourself, are you respecting the value that you offer? Now, there's a difference between go out in there and growth hacking and then offering your services for bottom dollar because you see a bigger opportunity. That's not what I'm talking about. So when I'm talking about protecting your value, it's about charging what you're really worth, not just worth in terms of the result you produce, but also the amount of time you need to put in, but also price it in a way that's going to create the right result. And so that third piece is really what I want to focus on in this moment, because there was a video I was watching, and this is really kind of what got me to this point. Again, I've mentioned Dan Locke before. I don't know if it was on this video or some other one, but there's a guy named Dan Locke, and he mentioned how he stopped doing coffee shop meetings with people for them to get help. And the reason he did it is not just because he wanted to protect their time, it's because he wanted to make sure that they were getting a real solution. And what he said was, you spent all this, essentially what he said was, you spent all this time, got this big problem. Do you think you're going to be able to really solve this problem over a cup of coffee? Like, if it was that little of a problem, do you think you would need to sit him down for a cup of coffee and that would be enough time for him to be able to solve it, just sitting down over a cup of coffee? Of course not. Of course not. Like, his time, his skill is so great that of course you needed more than just a cup of coffee, more than just 30 minutes, 45 minutes to get a solution. You needed more time than that. And so what I want to tell you and anybody else who wants help, you want my services, you want to be able to serve you, help you, do things for you in your business, what I want to get to is the fact, right? It's the fact that, look, there's some amazing things that you can do, so many things that you can offer, right? And what you have to remember is you're only gonna be able to solve the problem with focus, with time, and with resources. And if you aren't doing those things, right? If you can't give somebody dedicated time, you can't dedicate resources, you can't evaluate them properly, you aren't gonna be able to give them their real solution. Not just a top level solution, but a real solution. And that doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen in an instant. It only happens because somebody can actually dedicate time to you. So when somebody asks you either for free time, remember, just tell them, look, like, I can't really help you with 5 minutes. You're not gonna get the real solution in 5 minutes. I can give you the answer, but you may not actually get to the result you want in 5 minutes. If you want a true result, you need to dedicate more time or more resources. The other thing is, I may not even be able to get to the root of the problem without taking real time. A doctor cannot find the most deadly illness a lot of times just with an instant look. They have to go in and do blood tests, do evaluations, scans, all those things first, right? First. And essentially, after they do all of that stuff, then they can actually give you the answer. But it's not until they put time, effort, money, and resources into it that they can actually come to that true conclusion and give you your real diagnosis. So be like the doctor. Understand that you cannot give a real diagnosis without going in. And you can't go in half doing it. You can't go in without a commitment from them. And you certainly should not be going in without them investing their time and their money into the process. And so that's what I've realized is I have to do a better job of making sure that people are committed So that way I can commit to them. It's not going to happen instantly. And certainly my time is not free. Because again, I want to do real things for people. I want to actually help people. And so when I do it for free, I can't really pour the energy into it that I would like, because and I got bills, got family, there's things that have to happen. And so it's hard for that to happen again unless you can actually be paid for what you do. So that's why now when somebody approaches me, it's like, hey Justin, I need you to do this for me. Like, can you give me a discount? Is this a business? Like, no, my minimum is this. I'm not willing to do anything under this amount. Why? Because I know I can't give you a real answer. I can't get to a real solution. I can't truly serve you unless I get this much time, which takes this much of an investment. And so for you to get what you really need, here's what you really need to spend, minimum. And that's it. And if you aren't ready for that, then you aren't really ready for the solution I can offer, which would be the real one, which is a result. So that's what I got for y'all today. I know I got real preachy today, but again, this is just us touching on this topic of being able to build a better life for ourselves. And part of that is building a business, building a career, and this goes into it. So hopefully that's useful for you. Make sure you share this with a friend, a family member, or a foe, because they need this information too. I'll see you in the next video. And as usual, treat each day as a building block to a better future. Peace.